Welcome to Dragon Horde Gaming. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a Sliver Commander deck. Mine particularly. Alright, so start with the potential Sliver Commanders you could have for this deck. Note that I do have all the Slivers. I know that not everyone can get a hold of all the Slivers, as Sliver Queen is pretty expensive and Sliver Overlord is getting there too. So we got Hive Lord being the cheapest, most easy to purchase as it's under $5. Sliver creatures you control have Indestructible. Really good if you don't want your slivers getting rid of, but they can still be exiled. But a decent commander. This one is the Secret Lair. Then we got Sliver Gravemother, the next cheapest of the commanders. This one is about $16, while the one that you get as the face commander from the deck is under $5 right now. This is good if you can ramp up enough mana and have a lot of slivers in your graveyard. Can really make a devastating play there. We got Sliver Legion. This is a Judge promo, and it's the most expensive version of Sliver Legion. I just really like the art on this one. Basically just pumping up all your slivers, and yeah, it's decent. This here is a proxy of Sliver Queen. I do have the original right here. I just don't want to damage it, as it is a reserve list card and around $300, and I don't think I could ever afford to get another Sliver Queen if something ever happened to it. So yeah, it has a few combos in the deck where, like, I'll go over those combos later in the video. We got the first Sliver. This here is a secret layer version of the first Sliver. I really enjoy the art. The whole Alien, the movie Alien-esque art on here is just perfect for slivers. This is a good one to just load up your board with slivers. Just want to go in fast. That's pretty good. But the one I choose to be the commander for the deck is Sliver Overlord, as you can just go get the sliver that you're currently needing to help you. This one is from the Sliver Premium Deck Series. I did not open my Sliver Premium Deck Series one, as I've got that right here. I'm keeping that sealed up, even though I want that D20 out of there. Get all the slivers you want. I don't ever like using the game control target sliver. I don't like using other people's cards, unless it's like a one-time use, like an instant or sorcery. Because confusions happen, people end up with other people's cards. Honorable mention for the commander, Morophon the Boundless. Pairs really well with the first sliver, and yeah, having this out, all your possible sliver commanders just cost their colored mana pips less. So your commander, you still have to pay the command tax, but other than that, it's pretty much free. The way it built the deck up, all the slivers would just need their generic cost paid for that to cast those spells. Now we're going on to slivers with keyword abilities. So we got Striking Sliver, which gives first strike to all your slivers. Then Talon Sliver, which gives first strike to all slivers. We got Bone Scythe Sliver, which gives double strike to your slivers. Fury Sliver, which gives double strike to all slivers. We got Venom Sliver, which gives your Slivers Death Touch. Pairs really well with First Strike and Trample. We got Vigilant Sliver, Sentinel Sliver, to give vigilance to your Slivers. We got Heart Sliver, which has the old wording for haste, but it's been errated to be haste. We got, and it gives haste to all Slivers. Then we got Blur Sliver, which gives haste to your Slivers. Then we got the best haste Sliver, as it gives flying and haste to your Slivers. And we got Gale Rider Sliver, which gives flying to your Slivers. There's also Wing Sliver that gives flying to all Slivers, but I do not have it in this deck. We have Horn Sliver, which gives all Slivers trample. Then there's another Sliver, Ground Shaker Sliver, that gives trample to only your Slivers, but that's a 7 drop to do that, and that's only the Horn Sliver is only a 3 drop. Then we got Crystalline Sliver, which gives Shroud to all Slivers, meaning they can't be targeted. We got Siphon Sliver, which gives lifelink to all your Slivers. And then Essence Sliver, which is pre-lifelink, but still works different from how lifelink works. So if you have lifelink out and Essence Sliver out, you have the Siphon Sliver and the Essence Sliver, each one you'll gain life from lifelink, and then you'll gain life from the damage dealt by Slivers with Essence Sliver. It's effect. So it's twice as much life you would gain for that. Then we go on to the Mana Slivers. We got Mana Weft Sliver, which gives your Slivers the ability to tap for 1 mana of any color. Then Gem Hide Sliver, which gives the ability to all Slivers. Now we got the Buffing Slivers, which we got, I should have organized this better. We got Sinew Sliver. There's also Predator Sliver, but I don't have that in here as it uses the M14 art, and I don't care for that art. It's good art, but it's not Sliver. It does not look like a Sliver card. So we have Sinew Sliver. Give +1/+1 to all Slivers. There's also Muscle Sliver, which also, it's an older Sliver, but it does the same thing as Predatory Sliver, which gives +1/+1 to all your Slivers. We got Might Sliver, which gives +2/+2 to all your Slivers. We got Regal Sliver, which gives +1/+1 to all your Slivers if you're the Monarch whenever a Sliver enters. Otherwise, you become the Monarch, which is a pretty good one. You got Sledge Sliver. If you control a swamp, then all your Slivers get +1/+1. And then all your Slivers, you can pay 1 black to regenerate this permanent, which eventually maybe we'll have Kindred Sliver permanents, which are like enchantments, artifacts, maybe. I'm not too sure. But this does not need to have a swamp for the second ability to work. Megantic Sliver, which gives +3/+3 to all your Slivers. But yeah, Sledge Sliver gives it to all Slivers, while it's old Sliver wording. And then we got the Slivers to protect your Slivers. Ward Sliver, which when it enters you choose color, and your Slivers have protection from all those colors. We got Diffusion Sliver, which is basically Ward 2 for all your Slivers. I'm not exactly sure why it's not set up to be all Slivers have Ward 2. Maybe it's because the way it had to be worded on this card, I don't know. But yeah, anything that would target your Slivers they have to pay 2 more, or else that spell becomes countered. We got Root Sliver, which makes it so all Sliver spells can't be countered. We got Clot Sliver, which is pay 2 to regenerate this creature, which all Slivers will get this. All Slivers will get also with Hibernating Sliver, pay 2 life and return this creature to its owner's hand. These are all ways to protect your slivers from things. Then we got the more just ability type slivers where they don't really do like keywords or protect your slivers, generate mana, but it's like they do good things. Like Harmonic Sliver gets rid of enchantments and artifacts whenever it or another sliver enters the battlefield. All slivers have it when they enter the battlefield, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. We got Necrotic Sliver, where all slivers will have pay 3, sacrifice this permanent, destroy target permanent, and that's any permanent, including lands. Slivers can't be blocked except by other slivers. Ghost Flame Sliver, which makes all your slivers colorless, which this might just get reworded to the heavy all slivers have devoid, maybe. I don't know. This, I have it in the deck for reasons of people have ways to destroy color permanents and stuff, so I put this in there. It has saved me several times, though, having that. We got the Flash Sliver, which all slivers in players' hands will have flash. This also basically has flash. This is just how it was worded before the keyword was. We got Darkheart Sliver, where all slivers have sacrificed this permanent. You gain 3 life. If someone has a board wipe and you can't protect your slivers, then having this out on the board, at least you're getting 3 life for all your slivers. Lava Belly Sliver. This only affects your slivers. Whenever all slivers you control have, when this creature enters, it deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker, and you gain a life. It has combos with other cards that work pretty well. We've got Brood Sliver, where whenever a sliver deals combat damage to a player, its controller puts a 1/1 colorless sliver creature token into play. We've got the Hatchery Sliver, which has Replicate, and then sliver spells you cast also have Replicate, which just spend mana, their mana. Basically, you double up their mana, you get multiples of that sliver. And we got Lesotep Sliver, which almost as a protect your slivers type of thing. Whenever a non-token sliver you control dies, amass slivers 2. They have Afflict 2. It's a good card. If you get board wipe, at least you'll have 1 really big sliver left. Taunting Sliver, which can clear the board of blockers for you by having them attack other players with the goad mechanic here. We got Spiteful Sliver, which is in here so people aren't attacking you or using board destruction spells like Blasphemous Act, which Blasphemous Act is in the deck because of this guy. We got Synapse Sliver for drawing cards. Whenever the sliver deals damage to a player, its controller combat damage to a player, its controller draws a card. And then another card draw sliver, which is technically a keyword sliver, but I felt better to put over here because all slivers have Defender, and then all slivers have when this permanent enters the battlefield, draw a card. There are ways to get rid of it, like with Darkheart Sliver and Necrotic Sliver, to sacrifice your slivers to get it out of there. So now we go on to the non-creature permanents, non-land, non-creature permanents, with Training Grounds, with Overlord being your commander, or Sliver Queen being your commander. Heck, I think even no, this would not work with Grave Mother, as it only works on creatures in the battlefield. So I think that only works. Activate abilities of creatures you control. You have to be controlling them, so in the graveyard you don't control them. Cost 2 less, so Overlord and Sliver Queen reduces their abilities to 1 to activate. So if you have there's a combo with this with Sliver Queen. I'll show it later. Guardian Project for card draw. Kindred Discovery also for card draw. Reflections of Lit Jara just to load up the board with Slivers. Mana Echoes. This here is a pretty good card to help you cast more Slivers and generate a lot of mana. It also combos with Sliver Queen. I'll show that demonstration later. Okay, we got Chromatic Lantern to help fix your mana so you can cast your commanders. Also, a Chromatic Orrery, which basically does a similar thing, but also can draw you cards. It got Vanquisher's Banner, which pumps your creatures and also draws you cards. Door's Destinies, that whenever you cast named creature, you put a charge counter on there, and then named creatures get +1/+1 for each charge counter on there. Herald's Horn, that makes named creatures cost 1 less, and you can look at the top line. At the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top card and be able to put named creature into your hand, then draw your card. Masked Nexus is in here as a combo piece, but it also can make me shapeshift 2/2 shape blue shapeshifters that are technically Slivers with the changeling ability for 3. Alright, and then we'll go on to mana fixing. Collective Voyage. This is one that works with your opponents. They can pay into it and then search for a number of basic lands, which is how much mana people have paid into it, and put them into the battlefield, tapped. We got Kodoma's Reach, Cultivate, Tempt with Discovery, which is kind of like Collective Voyage, but it's any land. So you would search up one land, and if any of your opponents using this ability to search for a land, you also search for a land, and they do not enter tapped. Profane Tutor, just having one tutor in here to help you tutor up a card that you need. Pretty good. Eerie Ultimatum. Any deck that has this mana in there, I think needs to have an Eerie Ultimatum in there, unless you don't want your cards coming from your graveyard. But yeah, this is a good graveyard recovery card. Blasphemous Act, as it combos with another card. And Kindred Discovery, this is a tribal card. The card has Slivers in the art. I had to put it in the deck. Alright. Now we're on to the mana base, which we got what every commander deck probably should have, except for maybe a monocolored or definitely not a colorless one, because this would not work in a colorless deck. Command Tower. Sliver Hive, obviously a good include in a Sliver deck. Path of Ancestry. Works in any deck. Don't have to be a tribal deck. Or Typal, if you want to go with that. Yeah. Exotic Orchard, and the reverse of Exotic Orchard with Reflecting Pool. Caverner Souls. Decent card to have in any type of deck like this. Spire Bluff Bridge is in here for a reason, as it is an artifact that's indestructible. I'll bring that up later. World Tree, as it is a Chromatic Lantern when you have 6 or more lands. And it also combos with another card, and I'll show that later. We got Triomes now. We got Jetmir's Garden. You don't have to have these particular Triomes. You could choose, but try to spread it out where you have where all the lands like can tap for a type of mana that you'll need. Like, go over how many colored pips of each type are in the deck, and then adjust your mana base that way. And we got Shocklands. I did like the Infinity Shocklands, and I would like to get more of them in here. But yeah, it's got some good Shocklands here. And a few fetch lands with Wood Foothills, Golden Tarn, Verdant Catacombs. With those, I can pretty much get any mana that I need. We got Fabled Passage from a Secret Lair. We got Evolving Wilds and all my basic lands, which are also from Secret Lair Bob Ross, the Bob Ross Secret Lair. I really like the art on them, and I felt that this was a good deck to put all of them in. Alright, now, time to go on to combos. Alright, so Sliver Queen is the one that can make the most combos, but Mororphon can also use this one combo here. Mana Echoes. Basically, you just need genetic mana, so you could basically, with Mororphon using Mana Echoes, cast all the cards out of your hand. But yeah, that's just an honorable mention with Mororphon there. But how the combo works with Sliver Queen here. Oh. So if you can have Sliver Queen out with Mana Echoes and pay 2 mana, get your Sliver token out. This is the first Sliver token. I also have other cards, other things that use that. I use this to keep track of my power and toughness for my Slivers. But yeah, Sliver token out triggers Mana Echoes, and then it sees I have 2 Slivers, so it'll generate 2 colorless mana. Then you can activate Sliver Queen again. And so you make another Sliver token. Makes me 3 colorless mana. So now I've got another floating, but use that too to keep doing this, making more and more Slivers. And that there just makes you infinite Slivers. If, say, you can make your Slivers hasty with your cards, that is good. You probably can swing out and win right there. But if you don't have haste, there's another good option with Lava Belly Sliver, as each one of those slivers entering will do 1 damage and you'll gain a life to a player, so that's infinite damage to your opponents. If you can't gain haste or Mana Echoes out, having haste and training grounds, and so you have one of the haste slivers here, training grounds, and Mana Weft or Gem Hide sliver out. Scooping up these tokens. You can essentially, with this combo here, so Sliver Queen's ability will cost 1 less. So you, with haste on all your slivers, tap this to generate 1 mana to make a Sliver token. Then that Sliver token can be tapped for a mana to make another Sliver token. And then keep repeating till you have an army of Slivers. Although it is not going to win you the game that way unless you have, say, a Lava Belly out, or some way of like using, there are slivers that you can sack them for milling and all that kind of stuff, but I don't have them in the deck. But that way it's like, also if you put another way that it could work, like having a intruder alarm so that all your slivers will untap too. That would be a good addition to this for the Sliver Queen. Moving on to the next combo. Alright, it's Spiteful Sliver and Blasphemous Act. So, with Spiteful Sliver, any damage dealt to this creature would, all slivers will have this, and any damage dealt to these creatures will deal that much damage to target player or planeswalker. And with Blasphemous Act being 13 damage to each creature, not only will you be probably killing the board entirely, but also probably a few opponents, if not all of them. When you got your slivers indestructible, then you don't have to worry about your board being removed. And having let's see, if they're all at full health, then you need to be able to have 12 slivers out to basically win the game. So, yeah, that's one little combo there. Now, this is a combo right here. We got the Maskwood Nexus and the World Tree. Maskwood Nexus makes all creatures you control are every creature type. Same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. So your graveyard, your library, exile, they're all going to have all creature types. And with the World Tree and its final ability here, where it's pay double of each mana color, and then you sacrifice it, search your library for all god cards and put them into the battlefield. Well, all your slivers count as gods now, and so you'll be putting them all on the battlefield. With how many haste slivers you have and that, the only way that you wouldn't win that turn is if creatures entering the battlefield enter tapped. Yeah, I wouldn't have a way to fix that. Another little combo is the reason why I have a Spire Bluff Bridge in here, which it can be any of the indestructible lands, like even a Darksteel Citadel would work here. Spire Bluff Bridge, though it taps for colors, it does enter tapped. But when you have Harmonic Sliver and you have a bunch of other artifacts that you say and enchantments that you don't want to lose, it's good to have because it's not a May ability. It does have to target an artifact or enchantment if there is one in play. And if you've removed all your opponents, having one of these in play will prevent you from having to target your own things. So, yeah, that's one of the little combos in here. It's good to have a little backup plan. Like, you could also put in like a Darksteel Ingot or Skyclave Relic, something like that, to have an indestructible artifact or an enchantment, which I don't know if there's gods can have indestructible. So having one of those be indestructible to help with Harmonic Sliver, which just tweaking out a land, is good enough, I think. Alright, another combo which I don't have in the deck, but you guys are more than welcome to do, is Venom Sliver and Thorncaster Sliver. With Thorncaster Sliver being creature you control have, when this creature attacks, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. With them also having Death Touch, that 1 damage will just kill them before they can declare blockers. Not exactly sure what happened to this card. It's got this. I bought this card used. It was my first Thorncaster Sliver, and it was already damaged, so I take really good care of my cards. So, there we go. That's a one combo there. And another combo that would be a good combo is with Sliver Overlord, even though this is not a way I like to play. The pay 3 to gain control of target Sliver, and an Amoeboid Changeling, or something that can make your opponent's creatures become all creature types or at least Sliver. Because with this, you can turn anything into a Sliver, and then you gain control of that creature, which, yeah, you target it, becomes a Sliver, and then gain control of that Sliver. So I think that's about it. That is it for my combos. By the way, if you guys liked these Sliver tokens, you can get them from Cats and Cantrips on Etsy. I am not sponsored by them. I just really enjoy their tokens. So hopefully you guys will enjoy their tokens and go get some tokens from them. Now I figured I'd show off some of my Sliver collection here with this Premium Deck Series Sliver deck, still sealed in its plastic. It's Really nice. I really want to get my own one of those dice, but I think they're super expensive. And I can't get that one out because I don't want to open this. And I just got my binder here of slivers. So we got my colorless or artifact slivers here. This actually makes the metallic sliver token. Then we got the white slivers here. Yep, they want the deck box. That. You know what? I'm just going to hook this thing here. Alright, so we got these slivers. I don't really have them in any particular order other than color. So, you got secret lair versions and all those. I don't know if I have all the different arts of the sliver cards, but I would like to be able to get them all. Yeah, definitely, it really did enjoy making this video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy this video too. If you did, hit that like, share, subscribe, and I wish you good luck with the openings. And when I'm done scrolling through here, which I'm hoping I don't lose my video here, I got slivers here, and that's it. Alright, good luck with the openings, and goodbye.